All right, folks, got Miami head coach Jim Larrañaga here. We'll jump right into questions. Please use the hand raise function. We'll start off with Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. Michelle.
Hey, Jim. Congratulations again for the big win. I want to ask you, playing Louisville now, obviously it's a team that's really, really struggling this season. How do you get any sense that there would be any kind of emotional letdown, or do you think is the team just so fired up because of all the recent success and the 13-0 home streak that isn't a concern?
Well, we're always concerned about mental and emotional preparation. I thought Monday's game against Duke, there was tremendous emotion, a lot of energy in the building. But we gave the guys Tuesday and Wednesday off. We had a terrific practice yesterday. We're getting ready to practice now. And hopefully we'll have another good practice and be very well prepared to play tomorrow night. We played Louisville earlier in the season, but I think they're a much different team now. They're playing much better, shooting the ball with much more confidence. And I expect it to be a very tough ACC contest.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hey, Jim. You touched on the win streak at home. I mean, most teams play better at home, but to win 13 straight this year at home is impressive. Just what do you think have been the biggest factors in contributing to playing so well at the Wasco Center this year?
Well, I think others have talked about that being undefeated at home, but I've never mentioned it. I look at every game one at a time, wherever it is. We've had an exhausting January schedule. We've moved into February. There's a lot of really important games in the ACC standings, and we're just focused on getting ready for Louisville. Not worried about anything else.
Go to Azubi Charles from Kane Sport.
Coach, you mentioned physical and mental health being really important. Just how important was those 5 days between this game from Monday to Saturday for your team to get physically healthy, mentally, and physically?
Yeah, I said mentally and emotionally because I think the physical, mental, and emotional side of the game, they kind of go hand in hand. If you're really mentally prepared, you've studied your opponent, you really know what you want to do, and physically you're well rested and you have a lot of energy, then a lot of times it comes down to the emotional. Are you psyched up enough to play your best? And some of that has to do with the great crowds we've had at home. I think they've cheered us on to victory. They've motivated us. They've inspired us. Our students have come out in large numbers. We have 30 student guests today from our law school coming to watch practice. So we're trying to include everybody in our efforts to have a great basketball program. And whether you're a season ticket holder, a student, or just a casual fan, we want you to feel a part of our team.
Go back to Michelle.
Jim, I saw a video of an interview you did, I think with ACC Network, I'm not sure, but you were saying that Jordan Miller is not only maybe the most underrated player in your league, but maybe one of the most underrated in the country. I'm wondering if you could speak on that topic with us.
Well, here's what I said. Everybody knows Isaiah Wong. He's been in the program for 4 years. He's been picked preseason all conference. And Jordan Miller joined us last year. And very few people realize the tremendous contribution he made all last season in helping us get to the Elite Eight. And now this year, he just fills up a stat sheet with points, rebounds, assists, steals, playing great defense. I mean, the young man is about 6'6", maybe a smidgen more. He guarded a 7-footer, a guy who's going to be in the NBA probably next year, and did a great job on him. So he does everything extremely well. And probably his greatest asset is he's so darn smart. He's got great fundamental skills. When we watch video with the team, I sometimes stop when he's making a play and I show the other players. I said, watch Jordan's head. His head is up. His eyes are surveying the floor. And now he makes a smart decision because he never seems to be in a hurry. He's always making good choices.
You think the reason he's underrated is just really because he's more new? Because the numbers are definitely there.
Yeah, I think part of it is he's on a really good team that has other good players. That you have Isaiah Wong, who's a tremendous player, and everybody's talking about Norshad Omir, who's exciting to watch. And so Jordan becomes like a quiet assassin.
Mhm.
You know, you pay less attention to him. But I guarantee you the coaches in this league don't. The coaches in this league know how darn good he is.
Go back to Azubi.
Hey, Coach. So we're talking to Isaiah Wong a little bit later today. Just wanted to get your thoughts on where do you think his game has developed the most throughout the course of this year?
I think he's become more of a complete player at both ends of the court. From a defensive standpoint, excuse me, from a defensive standpoint, he's defending his man better. He's playing better team defense. He's very active with his hands, getting steals. And from an offensive standpoint, he's just passing the ball better, finding the open man more regularly, and shooting a higher percentage because he's just making better decisions.
Go to Marcus Benjamin from Keynes County. Marcus.
Hey, Coach. Just wanted to ask about just preparing for Louisville. Obviously, going against Duke, you didn't really have to do too much motivation to play those type of games. But Louisville, a team that you beat last time out. Do you have to find that you have to motivate your team in a different way to really kind of get them up for a game like Louisville?
Well, I certainly think motivation is a big part of playing well, and players need to learn to motivate themselves. And my coaches and I need to have an impact in that area as well. So yes, it's very, very important. I think our players realize where we are right now is we're playing pretty darn good basketball in early February, and we're almost to middle February. We want to be playing our best basketball towards the end of February and the 1st of March. And the way to do that is play consistently well. Keep doing the things you're doing well, improve the areas that maybe you haven't played and haven't done quite as well. So our players realize that this is an important game tomorrow night.
Go back to Adam.
Hi again. I'm not sure if you had a chance to read any of the coverage or speak to anyone about it, but the state legislature's passing a law that would change the state NIL law. Basically, from my understanding, the gist of the changes would be removing the prohibition on school employees getting involved in NIL. I was just curious, under the current iteration of the law, have you and your staff had any issues with that or run into any problems? And if that prohibition is removed, do you imagine you or your staff getting more involved with NIL?
Well, I would say initially, because of the state law, my staff and I have not been involved at all in NIL. With the law being passed, then we'll have to research and discuss with our athletic director, with our university administration as to what they feel our responsibility is. All we're going to do is follow the state law and the NCAA rules, and we'll do the best we can in helping our players understand NIL and benefit from NIL.
Any more questions for Coach O? Go ahead, Michelle. You're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Jim, I have two, if you don't mind, quick ones. One, I don't know if you're willing to. I was just wondering what your reactions were to Jim Boeheim's comments, because we didn't get a chance to ask you because it was right before your big game and everything. Do you have any thoughts on what he said? Did he call and apologize or anything? Or
yeah, my reaction is no reaction. I'm so focused on my team. What other coaches say or do, they're in charge of their program.
Mhm.
Now, my responsibility is to these players and to my coaching staff. And I'm going to stay focused on coaching my team, preparing them for the next game. And that's basically it.
All right, I have just one other one, which is the health of your team. I don't want to jinx it by talking about it, but you guys have been really, really healthy this year. And, you know, I'm assuming the depth of your bench and everything is a big deal, which is something we know a few years ago you didn't have. To what do you attribute that? Is it good luck? Are you training differently, or is it just a matter of luck?
Honestly, we have a new trainer and he's doing a fantastic job. His name is Sam Johnson. I love the guy. He has a great relationship with our players. He stays on top of every injury. He does a lot of prehab, trying to prevent injury. He and Preston Green, our strength and conditioning coach, they work very well together. Preston has done a great job of keeping our players strong throughout the season, and Sam has done a great job. We've had injuries. You just don't hear about him because he's so good at helping the guys get better.
Thank you.
Anything else for Coach L? All right, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.